as Yuki had said, how do we make these monthly meetings effective from month to month? At the elementary schools, we have an instructional focus. So integrated into our professional development time, our elementary schools are focusing on writing. We've been focusing on writing because writing is a very complex and challenging area to teach. And so each month, we have time to focus on our instructional focus, but we also intertwine into that our district initiatives, which I have to say, when I think of our district initiatives, it all trickles down from professional learning communities: instruction, assessment, data analysis. How do we support those teams, and how do we improve those teams on a month-to-month basis? That's my goal, and that's how I look at our district initiatives. And professional development coordinators, we also have used some of our federal Title IIA money to pay stipends to folks that work in our buildings to be professional development coordinators. And what that does is it provides us time to work with Yuki at the district level to take a look at what we're doing for professional development, because we want to know from our teachers what's working and what isn't. And this year, through the work of professional development coordinators and TLC leaders, they are the ones that help lead the professional development with the support and work of principals and our school improvement director. Instructional coaches and modeling. Obviously, this committee models what we expect. We practice, we collaborate, we run into roadblocks, and we have a lot of dialogue, and it all funnels back to kids and student learning. That's what it's all about. We have literacy coaches in our building which help drive that common formative assessment, that data analysis, and getting teams to work together for student learning. My role as a principal, I know where the teams are. I want to be able to walk into a classroom and see the goals. I walk up to kids all the time and say, do you know what your SMART goal is this month? And if kids can tell me, I know that it's being talked about in the classroom. That is such an easy measure. The kids, asking them what they're learning. That is a critical piece. So when I'm observing in classrooms or I'm walking through classrooms, I'm looking for the elements of those PLCs. I'm looking to see if those things are there. One of the key pieces, I think, from our meeting together, too, is just the discussion of the development of teacher leaders. It's wonderful to work with Whitney and Rosalind, who's the other teacher on the committee, because they tell us what's happening at the ground level. They talk about the struggles, and they talk about the parts that are great, and they also talk about the parts that are a struggle, because I think one of the parts of being on a professional learning team is that it's not always perfect. You're working with people, and so that challenge is something that we talk about all the time. For our teacher leaders, I meet bi-weekly with the teacher leaders in my building, and we sit down, and our focus in that meeting is on improvement and development of the PLC. Yuki talked about standards. We look at those standards, we evaluate ourselves, and take a look at where are we on this continuum as a team. And we also have administrative support. We have our board, our superintendent, our school improvement director, who are there with this committee, but also in our ongoing discussions, because our administrative team meets as a professional learning committee as well. And that really, really helps us on top of that. So I'm going to invite Whitney to come forward. She's going to talk to you how it impacts the classroom, most importantly.